I'm going crazy, sitting on that train, and I don't think I'm ever coming home. Don't think I'm lazy, don't think I'm strange. I do think I'm really just losing it all. 'Cause I'm going crazy. Yes, I'm going crazy.
Hey, everybody, and a happy Friday. How are you? I'm Ray Ozier, your host of Ray's HaHa Magic Time Happy Hour. A chance to get away from it all, get away from the politics, get away from the bad that's going on in the world. You know what, though? I've realized this week. With the bad comes the good, and there's a lot of good in the world, and I'm starting to accept that as reality. Maybe I should slow down and watching all the news programs. I think that might help me. But there is good. And if you do watch in between the lines on the news, you'll see the good. A lot of good people out there doing great things. And with that said, hashtag Black Lives Matter. It's something that came to Milford last weekend. There was a rally on Sunday. I was able to be a part of it. And it was a very special day. And I want to thank all the organizers. And remember, just be kind to each other, right? Educate yourself. Do something nice for someone. Don't be that guy. I don't like to get too political on this show because this is an escape show. And but I do want to relay that message to everybody that life's too short and people are kind. You know, they are. By nature, people are kind. I like to believe, at least. So let's be nice to each other. And again, educate yourself with the matters at hand here. Okay, so we have got a great show for you today. Bill's back with Boozin with Bill. We'll make a drink with Bill. A little bit later on, I've got Dale Shadbegian, who is the proprietor of Woolfie's in Dennisport on Cape Cod. If you are familiar with Woolfie's, you love Woolfie's. Woolfie's, excuse me. And if you're not, it's the home of I'll show you one right here, the largest muffins you'll ever see. So delicious. Woolfie's also has, and I don't have a picture of it, coffee cubes. They make their iced coffee with coffee cubes. It's genius. So let's get to some good news. Oh, by the way, we might have Adam Pally join us. I'm 37% sure Adam Pally of NBC's Indebted, the Mindy Project, Happy Endings. He was one of the biker scouts that punched Yoda, baby Yoda, on The Mandalorian. I'm 37. I say 37. I just dropped that to 34% sure that Adam is going to join us at the end of the show. But let's get to some good news. All right, we got some great news from my friend, Grant Veriker. That is Grant right there. Grant wanted to make some money and donate that money to first responders here in the Milford area. So he started making these pot holders. And his goal was $200. They're about $3 a piece. Grant started making them and putting it out there that he was making them. And before you knew it, by this morning, I'm not sure when Grant started, he's up to $1,000. Grant's got orders coming in from California, Arizona, New Jersey, and of course, all of his friends here in Milford. So if you would like a pot holder from Grant, just get in touch with the Verikers here in Milford. What else is going on? MetroFest is happening tomorrow. Now, they usually do this in a big stadium, but because of COVID-19 and what's going on, they're doing the home edition. It's all virtual, and it's very cool. And I did some promos for it today. I'm somewhat of a guest host tomorrow. It's from 11 to 1, and they have all these different channels you can go to. They're called booths, and you just click on. You want to hear some music? You click on the music booth, and you go right in, and you get to hear some live music. Go to Metro West Visitors Bureau on Facebook to get more details and to sign up for MetroFest, the home edition, which is happening tomorrow. The free food program in Milford, courtesy of the Hockomock Area YMCA and the Milford Area Humanitarian Coalition, is having a food drive on Sunday. I'd love everyone to go. We did the Cooking for Kids a couple weeks ago and raised some money for them. They started early because of COVID-19. So the funds are starting to wash up and they need some more. So bring some food down, make a monetary donation, 9 a.m. to 12 at the Milford High School. They're back in the cafeteria. And that might be all I have for photos. Let me just take a quick look here. Okay, now let's go to our speed round. What is good? I asked for good news. Nicole, the Woodland 5th grade graduation parade today was amazing. Special thanks to My FM for pumping the jams. Bill, who you're going to see very soon. I finally finished my cornhole boards. Congratulations, Bill. David sent a Facebook post, but I don't want to open that up. David's from Hit the Bus. So you can go to Hit the Bus on Facebook. Great band. I'm sure they have an event coming up. Chrissy says Sorrento patio is open and lovely, and it really is. I love Cafe Sorrento and their patio. Maggie, Gavin raised $600 from his birthday parade fundraiser this week. We bought $200 worth of gift certificates to Peppercini's, Nellie's Sandwich Shop, and Jean's Variety to give to the Milford police and firefighters so they can get lunch. Well done, Gavin. Kathy says the Tradesman is open. Yes, restaurants open this week, and our friends at the Tradesman are dining out today. Mary, by adding the Sundance channel, I can now watch Law & Order 24 hours a day. Verizon carries it on 4 channels. Congratulations, Mary. Good news here. Julie, I was able to avoid layoffs this week. Yes, heading to Peppercini's to celebrate. They have a nice outdoor makeshift patio. Let's see. Mo says, I'm working at Devlin's tomorrow with Sam. And Julie says, no way. Have to come by, Mo. Love Mo. And Diane, zero Zippo, nada, terrible week. Oh, wait. I have amazing friends that lifted me up. Cheers to friends. See, it was a good week, Diane. You've got friends. We certainly love you. Oh, I missed a couple here. Amy, Tradesman being open. Yes. My wife, Molly. What does she have to say? We have a finished rock-themed bathroom. Pooping to power ballads all day long. Denise, Jim is coming home today after being with his mom for 9 days. Ooh, good luck. Courtney, summer vacation for kids starts very soon. Yes. And Wheeler, Milford is getting its first Black hosted show. And I imagine that's on Milford TV. Wheeler was one of the organizers of the rally in Milford last Sunday and did a fantastic job. Okay, so let's go to our first guest. And you might know him from playing in Milford. Tim Rice and myself have brought him in a few times now. And he's very, very talented. He's been around. Well, I don't want to say how long you've been around, Ellis, but how long you've been around, Ellis? How are you?
Way too long, really. It's time to go. This will be my last performance.
Oh, no.
I want to leave on a high note.
And now I say that because Tim Rice talks about discovering your music when he was working at Newbury Comics way back in the day. And from that point on, he was hooked.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't maybe 8-9 years ago, he introduced me to you. You came down and you played. And we've had you back a few times. And I really love your music.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me on the show, by the way.
Well, thanks for coming on. I know you have a show at 7:30, correct?
I do. That's why I'm in this mortician's uniform. I dress. This is sort of like more of a California mortician's uniform, not on the dark side.
What's Ellis's dress code during COVID-19 when you're not on camera?
Oh, off camera, anything goes. I look a little bit more like you when I'm off camera. But this is the thing. That's one step beyond where I would go. But on you, it works.
Yeah. I got a cup of soup with this too.
Yeah, for people, I just want to dress up. It just makes people feel like they're going out. It's just a different vibe, and I want to feel like it's just something different to look at. Because you scroll. I mean, if you're on Facebook and you do the scroll, all these musicians are looking like they're at a barbecue and they haven't shaved for 6 days, and
it took me a while to stop wearing the cargo shorts on stage.
Yeah, and that's a good lesson. I mean, that's a good lesson in life and period for whatever stage you're on.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't quite fit in the skinny jeans, but I have to get rid of the cargos.
I know somewhere in between cargo pants and skinny jeans is the place you belong.
Yeah, it's a happy.
There's a lot of room in there. I mean, you could even wear a kilt at that point.
I've considered that before. I think it's a look. I like it.
I think the kilt and the mohawk is it's like Irish, Native American put them together, mishmash cultures. I think you win. It's a
I
win.
love it. Thank God I work in radio. I don't have a serious job. I can do this.
Right.
Do it while I can, I guess. So,
Yeah.
but you're a classy guy, so you're all dressed up. And speaking of you being a classy guy, I'd like to do a shot.
Oh,
And-
hell.
Do you know what I have here?
I do not, but it looks great. I'm guessing, God, are they two kinds of... That's too much for whiskey. Those must be ales or beers of some kind.
No, actually, it is a heavy pour. But this is a pickleback. This is what you introduced us 2 years ago.
Oh, classic. All right.
Yeah, so you played in Milford, and we and Teft do these shots before you went on and before she went on. And this is the first time I'm having them since then. So I know you have a drink in front of you.
I do. Yeah.
All
Let
right.
me pull mine out here.
Cheers to you.
I'm doing a Chilean red wine.
Ooh, fancy.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you for being a friend and having me on the show here. You know, they restrict this kind of behavior on commercial television. I don't know why.
What's the story behind the pickleback?
You know, I discovered that I think the night before I saw you last, and then that was probably the last time I had it. It's just an easy way to, I can't remember who turned me onto it, but boy, it's a good combination.
Yeah.
I just haven't been in a situation where I've had it again.
I
do have pickles.
I know the story behind it.
Oh, you do? Remind me.
And I don't remember. I did something. I did a little video on it a few months ago. It has something to do with a bar in New York, and the owner was drinking pickle juice and whiskey, and the bartender said, "Let's do something with that." It was as simple as that.
Wow.
So tell me what life is like as a traveling musician being held up for 3 months, not being able to leave the house. I mean, you're on the road almost 12 months a year.
Yeah,
every
weekend. Every weekend. And, like a lot of people, I was looking at a disaster, really a disaster, because, and still, I mean, I'm still not exactly sure how long this is going to last, but I'm thinking that I will not be on the road to any heavy extent until fall of 2021.
Wow.
It's just not viable. I might do a few shows outside. I might go to venues that I want to support, and likely they will lose money and I will lose money. But the flow of income and people is important regardless, and I'll do some shows like that. But what I expect is there's going to be restrictions on capacity, and I expect it to be 50 to 100 people. And my audience is people above the age of 40 and even mostly above the age of 50. So, those people are not going to want to come out. It's just not going to happen. So I've given up the idea of touring. I've rebuilt my business online. I'm going online every night on Facebook, and my Patreon page is thriving. And I've created a little media empire over 3 months. Well, empire is the wrong word.
I looked at it. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
You can spend some time on your site. There's lots to see and lots to do, especially if you're Patreon.
Yeah, over there it's really great, and it's more of a media backyard. It's like, come into my place, I'll show you what I'm creating. And with all this time, I've been working. I just released a song today on Patreon, which is really good to get that off my back, because I've been trying to record it for a week, and finally everything started to click. But I've been doing cover songs, learning songs from my peers. I've written a few songs, and I'm just recording stuff, putting up artwork, putting up little podcasts like this on Patreon, and it's working great.
Yeah, not only are you a talented musician, but a true artist as well. I actually, if you look over my shoulder, one of your
All right.
what did you call that thing? What is that with all the lyrics and the words?
Yeah, that's the editing wheel.
Yes.
Nice. I'm seeing it right now. Yeah, that's really cool, man. Thank you.
I've got two of them somewhere, but people may hear an echo, but I think your volume just might be up a little too loud.
Oh, that's me. Okay.
That might be you, yeah.
Let me put you down like that. How's that?
Just a bit. Oh, that helped.
Good.
A little bit. I'm still learning this medium. And how long did it take you to be comfortable in front of the camera? I know you were doing your bedroom shows from time to time.
Yeah.
This is a little different.
It is, and now it's nightly. So, Streamyard, which we're on now, and I'm so happy that you've discovered it as
Oh,
well.
you know it.
Yeah, I've been using that in the last month or so, and that seems to be like the easiest and the most straightforward way for me to do it without adding additional stress. And there's ways to, get better sound, and a lot of musicians are, you know, conscious of reverb and guitars being plugged in and getting the perfect mix. And what I'm more conscious of is like, how do I make this as easy and smooth as possible that without many things going wrong? And StreamYard has been perfect for that. It's easy to invite people like me into your show, as you know. And at my 7:30 show, I have Anja Duvacot coming in the same way as you have me here, and it's so easy. And I've got the sound wired, as you can tell. It's fairly good, and it works with whatever I'm doing, whether I'm playing piano or doing guitar. It seems like a pretty good mix, and so I love it.
Where can people watch your live performance tonight?
Over on Facebook is probably the best place, Facebook Live, or they can go to Patreon. And I do a show once a week there, an all request show. But tonight's show, every Friday night, is Ellis Paul's Traveling Medicine Show. And so I pick a theme, and it's usually involving destinations or travel stuff. Like we did one on space, we did one on, taxis, we did one on trains, planes, and automobiles. And tonight's theme is California. So all the songs are going to mention California, and should be fun.
Are these new songs or songs that you've written in the past that you're bringing back?
One of the songs is one I've written in the last 3 weeks, and I've got a new video for it. But the rest of them are songs from the past, and I'm doing a couple cover songs. I'm doing California Stars by Billy Bragg and Wilco and Woody Guthrie, and I'm doing California by Joni Mitchell, which is just stupid, really, on my part, but I'm going to try it. I might dress in a dress for that one.
Let's see. Let's check some of our comments. Will the Passim New Year's Eve streak end?
It's a damn good question, Tim. If they were legally open with a 50% capacity, I would still do it just to keep the streak alive.
That's a great show.
Yeah,
I went years ago.
Thank you. And the ticket prices make that worth going up there for. So I would say, as long as Passim is willing to do it, I'm there. And if they can't, we'll do some version of it from here, from my bedroom.
Now, I know Kathy is watching, and Barbie is watching, and Tim is watching, and they will agree with me that your shows are amazing. Not only is your music amazing, but just listening to your stories. And every show is different. I think one year you came, you were heavy on the music. And then the next year you came, I don't know if it was just that night, you weren't feeling the music, but you told us more stories than you played songs. And it was just as good, if not better.
Well, I'm glad to hear it varies. It's not always all planned out in black and white. But listen, man, I know that you love music like nobody else. And so if you think a show is good, then, I trust your critical ears and eyes. So thank you for that.
Well, I know you have to go because you have your 7:30 show and you can watch it on Facebook. But would you play us out with a little song?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll play the first song on my set that I'm going to be playing in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Or even less than that.
Ellis Paul, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a song about being in California, being depressed a little bit by it, like being happy about it, but being depressed, but being with a woman in the car, dreaming about living there, and just recognizing that it's so expensive and so beautiful at the same time. And then passing the Hearst Castle, Hearst Castle, right? And that guy bought 30,000 acres in California and brought in giraffes and zebras and lions and built a castle for his wife and then his mistress, and all of it's way beyond me. I couldn't afford a double wide in California, but I can dream about it, and that's what this song is about. Sometimes you recognize that the place you live isn't as important as the person that you're living with. The fog is up, the moon is rising, laying a blanket of white on the ocean for you. Are you living in the moment now? A two-lane highway in California, beautiful woman beside ya, scolding you. Are you living in the moment now? The world could use a hero, 'cause the lunatics are running the shop. I'll be your one-man army. I've got a stone and a slingshot. We could build a castle or a cabin on this very spot, with a view of the ocean and all the money we don't got. That we don't got. Now where do you go when your faith gets weary? To money, to God, or to chaos theory? I'm asking you, are you living in the moment now? We could build a castle or a cabin on this very spot, with a view of the ocean and all the money we don't got. The world could use a hero, 'cause the lunatics are running the shop. I'll be your one-man army. I've got a stone and a slingshot. Oh, slingshot. I like the way you feel beside me. It colors the way I see beauty. We could build a castle or a cabin on this very spot, with a view of the ocean and all the money we don't got. The world could use a hero, 'cause the lunatics are running the shop. I'll be your one-man army. Got a stone and a slingshot. Oh, a slingshot.
Ellis, thank you so much.
The sound of one man clapping. Thank
I
you,
know,
Ray.
it
Thanks for
must be
having me
weird.
on the show.
You're used to hearing a crowd cheer and doing this alone at home. It's. I know it can be awkward.
Sometimes you're just enough. What can I tell you?
Well-
Thank you so much for having me, brother.
In a world that needs the arts and needs music, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
All
Good
right.
to see you, by the way.
You too. Take
Yeah,
care,
cheers.
Ellis. That is Ellis Paul. Amazing, isn't he? We got to have him back again real soon. All right, you guys ready for our next guest? I know he's in the wings and waiting. Let's get to Boozin with Bill. What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Rock and roll. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me back. Sorry I missed a week.
That's okay. We had Michael Agajanian filling in, and he's a mixologist as well, and we had a good time with him, but we're happy you're back.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And I will say, we're not going to be blowing anybody away with this one, but this is a classic drink that we're going to have a little bit of a discussion about first.
Okay, now before you do that, I just want to pour myself something because I am not going to be doing what you're doing.
Okay.
So I am pouring myself a craft roots, right? So you get the craft roots, and this is called the We Need Youth. We Need Youth. Every dollar for this squealer that you buy at Craft Roots is going to go to the Milford Youth Center.
Excellent.
So, yeah, it's really good. It's a pale ale. Pick up your We Need You at Craft Roots today, and the money or $1 will be donated. And thank you to Mo and Robin for your generosity. All right, tell me the story about the drink you're about to make.
Okay, so this drink, and as we can see the ingredients, it's very simple. Glass of ice, any red wine. I happen to have this because it was in the house, and then some cheap orange soda. Anything you can find.
Does it have to be cheap?
It can be anything, but this is what we have here. So okay. This is a summer classic, particularly in the town I'm from, which is Franklin. You know, it was legend has it that it was birthed in a couple of the neighborhood Italian eateries in Franklin. There was one, the Union Cafe back in the day, and the Rome. The folklore is that they invented it. But I've also heard many other Italian-American clubs around New England say they invented it as well. So we call it a Franklin wine cooler. But I guess the first person who loads it onto Wikipedia wins, right?
Okay. Somebody find that and we'll post it in the comments here.
Yeah. So really, it originated as like jug table wine, red table wine, like the big Gallo jugs. You remember those?
Oh yeah.
That's where it originally came from. And you can't sit around and drink those all day in the summer. So somebody at some point decided to throw a splash of orange soda into it, and boom, now you have a wine cooler. And they're great. I love them. Some people hate them. I love them. I don't care about those people.
I would imagine that the carbonation adds to the excitement.
It does. It does. It just takes a regular glass of wine and just gives you something. I guess it's like a white wine spritzer. Some people add Sprite to it or something like that. See? Jay.
Jay knows.
Thank you, Jay. So get ready, because this is how you make it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Take the red wine.
Oh, that's a box of wine too.
Yeah, this is a box. Whatever you have is fine.
That's good though. Classy.
All right.
How much?
I'm a little more pro level than most, so I go pretty much almost to the top. And then step 2, top it off. Now here's what makes it really good. Take your stirrer. Right there. There you go. That's the magic right there.
That's it. Don't mix too hard. That was a really soft mix.
Yeah, that's all you do. That's all you do.
How much? Tell me, was it half and half?
No, I would go. I mean, if you're just starting out, go with about 3/4 wine and then quarter orange soda. But like I said, that's the level. So I go, just leave about an inch at the top. Clink.
Cheers, buddy. The Franklin wine cooler.
Yep.
Okay.
Red wine, orange soda, ice. That's all you need.
And if you want to get real, I'm not saying that this is a ghetto drink at all. Could be. But if you box O wine, cheap orange soda.
Yes.
Plastic cup, would that help with the whole?
You can red solo cup it.
Red solo cup.
I used it in the glass so everybody could see.
Gotcha. All right, Bill. Restaurants open this week, which means we're getting closer to live music playing. What are your thoughts? You're a musician. For people who don't know, and I think I only have friends who are watching this right now. Bill's a bass player in the Pub Kings and some other fun stuff that we do. What are your thoughts on live music?
Let it rip. Let's go.
But it's not going to happen. I mean, when do you think it's going to happen?
I would say that like the acoustic solo artists are going to get the first action, as we've seen right now. As far as large gatherings and full bands, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. So grab your acoustic and start learning songs if you want to play out, because that's really, or just, do what we do and be, not a very loud, full complement of instruments, including electric drums. then, your volume can be down. It's only 4 of us. We can socially distance. We don't need many square feet to get that done.
Yeah, that's the best combination right now. And we just happen to be in that band. So
yeah,
anyone looking for the sound of a live band, but not, that's the Pub Kings.
Yeah. We control of all of our water. All of our volume.
Too many of those Franklin wine coolers, I think. That's not your first, is it?
No, actually it is. I was reading the comments. It got me distracted.
That's all right. Yeah, they're coming in fast and furious.
Not half and half. Pop it off. Lots of it.
Heard it called slang for Italian wine cooler.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Thought it started in Milford. She was making them over 10 years ago. When did you start drinking those, Bill?
Oh, I was making them at a local dive bar in Franklin in 1994.
Wow. All right. So that goes back.
But it started with somebody's Italian grandpa. I think it was probably the 70s, most likely.
There you go. Hey, that's our buddy Justin.
Yeah.
He's been practicing social distancing. Okay, so yeah, Justin's in Pub Kings as well. We're lucky, but from what I heard today, no music is allowed. This is something that just came out today. We had a few places that were ready to go with their acoustic acts, and the state said, no. Not even one guy strumming a guitar, which I think is baloney. Absolute baloney.
Yeah, well, I guess our next week's gig is out then, huh?
No, I think Southwick's is different because it's a venue. They might have a different set of rules than a restaurant.
Good.
Yeah, we're fine. I don't want to draw attention to this, so let's stop talking about it.
Let's just play there right then.
We'll ask for forgiveness instead of permission. Sure. Hey, buddy. Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Cheers, bud.
See you, bud. Cheers to you. Boozin' with Bill, ladies and gentlemen, every week here on our show. All right. Let's see. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. It's hard to do this show. Now I know why Jay asked me to help him with his show, because it's almost impossible to pay attention to what's happening on the screen and flip around all these little fancy doohingies here. Boozin' with Bill. How do I get rid of it? Where is it? I don't even know where it is. Jesus, there it is. All right, let's bring in my next guest. And maybe, and at this point, I am 26% sure Adam Pally will be joining us. Adam Pally from NBC's Indebted, formerly of the Mindy Project, a great show called Happy Endings, and he is famous for punching Baby Yoda. He was one of those biker scouts. Him and Jason Sudeikis. Jason Sudeikis took most of the heat for that. We will ask Adam how he feels. Did he skirt a really big issue and throw all the heat on Jason Sudeikis on purpose? Or was that just the public crying out to, I know Sudeikis, I don't know this guy? We'll find out. 26% sure he's going to be joining us. So when I vacation on the Cape, I love the Cape. I grew up vacationing in Dennisport. And then I worked in Hyannis at the Rose, 96.3 The Rose, 1997 to 99. So I spent a lot of time, again, in Dennisport. It's where I love to vacation. When we get a home, or like a cottage on the Cape, it's going to be in Dennisport. Right, Molly? It's going to be in Dennisport. That's where I love to be. And right around the corner, no matter where you are in Dennisport, right around the corner is Woolfie's. And we have Dale Shadbegian with us from Woolfie's. Dale, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Ray?
It is so good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. I haven't seen you in 8 months?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
But luckily you're on Facebook, so I'm able to follow you on Facebook, and it's always a pleasure to see what's going on at Woolfie's and yourself too. You're such a pro at the social media, which we all really need at this time, so that you're not forgotten about. But I can't understand how you would ever forget Woolfie's Bakery in Dennisport. You were on Lower County Road.
That's correct.
On the corner of Lower County, basically on the corner of Lower County and what am I thinking? Yes, Shed Hole.
Yep.
Tell everybody about Woolfie's Bakery, what you guys offer, what makes Woolfie's so special that I had you on the show to talk about it.
Well, I think when I get asked this question, do you remember Saturday Night Live? We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Yeah.
That's how I feel here. It's a small bakery. I live in the house. Like, imagine a 4-bedroom. I actually wanted to go outside and try and get a shot, but the sun wasn't cooperating. Imagine
you're in the bakery right now, aren't you?
Yeah, right behind me are all the racks, and I brought some props too.
Nice.
But no, it's a small bakery. Mr. Wolf started it in Newton in the 50s. Came down here in the 60s, and it's just a real small. Like, it's been a tradition. The family that runs it lives in the home. So imagine walking into a 4-bedroom colonial home, and one of the rooms. You come in, you see the stuff, you get what you want. You can order breakfast sandwiches, and then you head outside, you get your coffee. You can sit down, there's some areas to sit down, but you kind of go on your way, right? So when I got here, we made all kinds of fancy things. And a customer came up to me one day, and they're like, you know what? We're going to the beach. We just want muffins. This is about 10 years ago. So we really listened to our customers. We worked really hard. It took us about 3 years. And, our shtick now is muffins. And I've heard things like they're as big as your head. They're the size of a hubcap. We literally scour the world looking for, there you go. We scour the planet looking for the biggest scoopers, the biggest pans. And at this point, they won't bake if they get any bigger. If you remember Casino, equal amount of blueberries, that's huge for us. We hand mix everything. We measure the blueberries. We put in tons of blueberries. The top has to be covered in them. We physically cut them open and check them out and make sure periodically that there's an equal amount of blueberries. And that's really our shtick. The other thing we do is we make coffee ice cubes. So I don't know if you can see that.
First of all, let's slow down because this is an amazing invention. Where did this idea come from?
The previous owner came up with this. So while we can take credit for the muffins, the previous owner made coffee cubes. We hand cold brew our coffee fresh every day, and then we make the coffee ice cubes out of it. And that's another thing. Our bakery is super fresh. Like when you come in, unless we're dealing with this whole COVID thing where you can order online and pick up. But if you walk in, which we're still taking walk-ins, there's a lot of times you can get like a hot blueberry muffin. I'm talking like hot, like the bag is pulling apart. So everything we do is fresh, and we make these cubes like every day. And the theory is, when it's hot out and the ice starts melting, your coffee doesn't get watery.
Sure.
It's a labor of love. It's a tradition that we carry on. I don't want to say it's a pain because I don't want to take away from the joy that other people have, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And I think that's why you just don't see it other places. But we've just made a commitment to having the space and doing it so people can enjoy it.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I am very surprised that no one has stolen that idea. Almost out of respect for you, that's a Woolfie's thing. We would never try to replicate that. That's how I feel.
Well, it's a lot of work. You got to do everything by hand. Everything needs to be really clean, or the coffee doesn't taste great. And I just think a lot of places they don't want to put in the effort. Not to knock them, but it's a lot of work. I can understand why they wouldn't. And when we came here 10 years ago, we were really big on carrying the tradition. Like you said, you've been coming here since you were a kid. We've tried really hard to merge, what our customers want and keeping that tradition. And that's really important to us.
The nice thing about Woolfie's as well is when there's a line, when there's a lot of people there, you can still enjoy sitting outside and just enjoying the Cape air. And really, time stands still. And it doesn't matter if you have to wait 20 minutes for your muffin because everybody's going there. And not just muffins, by the way. Your sandwiches are amazing as well.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's another thing. We put a lot of effort into the sandwiches. We have a honey wheat bread that we make that's been here a long time. It's been tweaked over the years. But, everything's grilled fresh to order. We use the thickest bacon, the best products. when you come in, like, you should taste the bacon in the sandwich, right? That's the goal of it. Charge a little bit extra, and people are like, some people actually come back in for a second sandwich, and they're like, that was so good. I want one more. And you're right. There's something magical about it. Like, you can smell the air. So we're about 3 blocks from the ocean. You get a little hint of that salt air. You can smell, because we're baking everything on site. You can actually smell the bread and muffins being baked. It's a really cool experience. There's really nothing like it. And I tell people, I hope there's no like building inspectors on the show here, but like, we shouldn't be allowed to do this. It's like literally stuck in time. You'll never get anything like this. Well, maybe you will, but it's a very rare what we have here.
Yeah, I think there's only a few places on the Cape that really encompass the charm of the Cape. And that's a good word. I think charm. When you go down there, you expect Cape houses. That's one thing. Cape houses, right. Cottages, and it just fits right in. I don't know if that would fit as well in like downtown Falmouth. You know what I mean? Like, I think where it is, where you are located, is the perfect spot for Woolfies.
Yeah, if you look at a map, we're just surrounded by cottages and campgrounds, and it's kind of cool. It's like a downtown almost, and we've got a lot of there's a ton of great other places around here within a mile. You can go, there's so many great things down here that you can go to, anywhere from breakfast to drinks on the ocean.
So what's the state of the Cape right now? Where are we at? You're obviously there right now, so you see how things are unfolding. Are stores starting to open? Are the tourists starting to come down?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question. Normally, it's really slow on Cape. June, we just open Saturdays and Sundays. By the way, I'm jealous of you and Bill. Not that I don't enjoy the coffee, but so normally we just open weekends because kids have school, sports, graduations, proms, right? This year, and I say kids, right? So if you're 14 to 18, this area is there's a ton of jobs for you, right? They don't have anything to do this year. So, we've opened on Fridays. We're going to open on Mondays and Thursdays where we've never had help before. There's lots of help now. Unfortunately, if you're a sit-down place, you're hurting right now. So we're really set up for takeout. We're doing well. We put a lot of precautions in place. We put a poll out. 2,000 people responded within one day. And the overwhelming response was, we're nervous, we're scared, we want to pick up outside, we don't want to spend a lot of time there. So we really had to reinvent ourselves to be able to do that, even though we were kind of a takeout place. But I'd say this week, you've got the other local businesses opening, Chapin's, Cleaton Anchor. A lot of places are bringing tents and bringing food outside. The Dog House, I think the Weep food truck. Yeah, these are all great. These are all great people, great places to go. Like, they really appreciate their customers, and they're making a lot of investments to be able to be open. And like, I gotta be honest with you, our customers are like, I'm 44, right? I was worried about COVID. I made my will. I updated all my stuff. I was worried. Like, at the time when we decided to open in May, we really didn't know what we knew now. Yeah. So a lot of, our customers are like, open, open, open. So we made it as safe as we could. And I'll tell you, man, people came. I am like, we're not worthy. I just don't understand. Our whole team is so grateful that people just rallied and they came, and like, I'm really blown away by it.
Well, like I said, and it's not knocking any other area on the Cape. It's just where I grew up, vacationing, working. It's where I grew up. But there is a charm to your neck of the woods, your neighborhood, that you can't find anywhere else. And I can see anyone who visits there, lives there, loves the local businesses, whether it's yours or the hot dog stand or Chapin's. It's an amazing area, and I truly believe nobody's going to let any business in that area fail. So you have good people behind you.
Yeah, like I said, I was blown away by the amount of support. Like, you tell them you're opening and people will come. It's like, what is that? Field of Dreams?
Oh yeah. Build it and they will come. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you already built it.
People are amazing. And, we're just starting to see the retail stores open. And for those who aren't familiar with Dennisport, it's easier to get a great meal and a mixed drink than to get a roll of duct tape. This is not
true. You
This is
hold on.
not
You can get a kite. If you need a kite, you can get one of those.
You can get a kite, but
That's easy enough.
This is not a place of like big commerce. So you got to kind of carry in, carry out what you need. Besides, there are local shops around, but it's been a great summer or spring, I guess, right?
Yeah, but you still have a great summer to come.
Yeah, I think the hotels I think are getting close to being opening. You mentioned Facebook. Sometimes I feel like I post too much on Facebook, but yeah, I know. I hate to, it's hard for a business. I want to know what our customers are thinking. I want to know what they're doing, rather than just always be projecting, right? Yeah. That's why we call it social media, right? But I'm seeing around a lot of businesses are posting about being open, and people are just so supportive. Like I don't know if you heard about the ice cream place in Polar Cave.
Did they close?
That's a rare. No, they insulted the girl, and
right.
it made national news. That's like a rare thing for Cape Cod. I don't see that happen a lot. And
I was surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised. I think social distancing has taken a little bit of our humanity away at some level, and I think people are dealing with a lot. But you don't really see that kind of behavior around here a lot. At least I don't.
And you have an ice cream, the Sunday school. So this is the part of the show, by the way. It's 7:46, where I probably had too much to drink, and it's probably better that you're having what you're having right now. This is where things get interesting. The Sunday school was a staple of my youth as well, and they are pro, and they're right in the same neighborhood as well. So I don't know. This is just a big cheerleading session for Dennisport, I guess. Woo, Dennisport. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to have a muffin. I've been doing the keto for years now, but I know when I go to the Cape, I will be enjoying a Woolfie's muffin. Chocolate chip. Amber had mentioned that. That's the best. Just the right amount of chocolate chips, right?
Just the right amount of chocolate chips. That's right. There has to be a lot of chocolate chips. And I think one thing I wanted to say is like your son, right? Double chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't remember people's names, but we remember the kind of muffin that they like. So that's another great place. It'll be like, oh, the Joey K sandwich guy is here. Oh, the double chocolate kid is here, and people kind of know what you're talking about. So
right.
So Kathy asked a question. I don't own the Sunday school. They're just another local business, another great local business down the road.
Oh, I knew you didn't know it, but that's just in your name.
Someone asked a question.
Oh, Kathy. Oh, I'm not looking at the comments. Oh, yeah. No, he doesn't, Kathy. There it is right there. But just part of a great neighborhood down there. So thank you very much, Dale. It was great to talk to you. And again, hopefully I'll see you again real soon.
Yep, you got it. Thanks for having me on. Bye, everyone.
All right. Take care, Dale. All right. Hey, I don't know. I mean, I didn't think this was going to happen, but ladies and gentlemen, Adam Pally, what the hell?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you, sir?
I'm hanging in, I'm hanging in.
So, okay. Tell me why you would agree to talk to somebody you don't know, who's not Jimmy Fallon, who's not Conan O'Brien.
Mm.
Why are you here right now?
Because I like to talk to people who maybe whose platform is not recognized. I feel like it's like a fair and balanced thing to do to talk to everybody.
Fair and balanced. This is a political show. We're gonna get deep here.
Oh god,
no, I'm just kidding. Adam Pally, thank you so much for chiming in. I got to be honest with you. I wasn't sure if that was your Twitter account, even though it was verified. I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are now.
It
star
is
of NBC's Indebted.
Yes.
How has that been going? I started following you with Mindy, of course, which is a fantastic show. But it was really happy endings. You played Max.
Yes.
Actually, I want to ask you a question about happy endings. You played a gay character. I'm not getting deep with this, but you played a gay character that didn't follow the stereotype, the TV stereotype of a gay character.
Right.
Did you realize when you took that role that it was going to like change ideas? No, because
No.
it did for me. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is like, he's not following stereotypes. He's a guy you could watch the basketball game with. Pretty like guys. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah, no, I loved doing it. And I think when the character was not originally like kind of written that way. And so when I came on, we kind of formed it to who I was. And I think that just by luck, playing it honestly to who I was, and then the not using any sort of stereotypical sexualization from it, it just kind of hit some people who said that who found that they saw themselves in that character. And I think like when you do something like that, you're just very lucky.
I don't remember the ending of that show, why it ended. It wasn't on as long as it should have been on. And I know that
it ended like most things in my career, because the network changed hands, and when a network changes hands to a new president, they put their own mark on it, you know.
Such a good show. And I know that there's a whole world on Twitter that is dedicated to getting the show back on. Now, with all these reboots and shows like Will and Grace coming back, and is there ever a chance Happy Endings would have some kind of either reunion show or resurgence?
We just shot a new one over Zoom.
No, you didn't. Did you?
Yeah, we did this week, which should be out sometime soon, for charity for the World Kitchen and Black Lives Matter. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that came out. And I think we were close to doing 6 more right before COVID happened, as just like a fun little experiment. But I don't know if I think everybody's just waiting to see if there's going to be a world to go back to before we decide what we're doing. But I would say there's a strong chance we'll see more of it. Yeah.
So what's the status of Indebted right now? I think I've seen 6, 8, 9 episodes.
Same thing. Just, I wish I had more answers, but I think the world is a little bleak right now, and no one really knows what any of this means. So it's just kind of, you do your work and you hope for the best, and then you keep going.
But I'm enjoying the whole Zoom aspect of this. Schitt's Creek just put something out as well. So it's a nice way for the fans to get kind of really, because we all have our own Zoom nights with our friends.
Right.
And to be able to see the cast of Happy Endings on a Zoom call talking to each other.
Yes.
Parks and Rec did it, and Schitt's Creek did it. There's something special to that. I love that.
It is. It's cool. And you get to see like the inside of everybody's homes and stuff. And that's always salacious.
So is this COVID here, or is that Adam Powell?
Are you asking me or you?
Well, yes, this is COVID here. This is absolutely COVID here. I was going to grow it long. It wasn't working.
Got tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is COVID here. I mean, I usually don't cut my hair or shave between jobs. I just kind of let that be what happens when I get there, but there's no job to go to. So this is how I look.
What do you do in your downtime? What are you doing during
I'm a dad.
I know. 3 kids?
3 kids. I'm raising 3 kids. And that takes up the majority of my time.
So this might be dad hair, actually.
It could be dad hair. Usually dad hair falls out. So I'm hoping that this stays.
I got to bring up Baby Yoda.
Yes.
I know everybody brings it up. I feel like you let Sudeikis take a lot of the heat on that. Being that you were the one that punched Baby Yoda.
I did, yeah. Well, he's a bigger name, so he's going to get more of the heat.
How did you feel about that? Did you want to go on shows and say, I'm the one that
I don't
hit
want
him?
any smoke.
By the way, I knew it was you. I
don't want any smoke. No. I was so fine with the way that it transpired, and I loved the way it came out. I thought it was really funny, and I thought Taika Waititi directed it, and I thought he just did a real bang up job. And I'm so happy to be any part of the Star Wars world. So the fact that it's a memorable one is kind of nice.
Tell me what it was like to work with them, because obviously cameos, you're in the biker scout outfit there. People don't know it's you unless they recognize the voice, and you do have a very recognizable voice. So
thank you.
As does Sudeikis. So I knew right away it was the two of you. But
I think that's why we were
you weren't playing a character that people recognized your face. You're in the suits. What was the experience like being asked to be a part of that? And we just need you more of a cameo, your voice. What was that like?
It was good. I mean, I did have trepidation at first because I was like, well, is this going to be does this mean I can't do anything Star Wars? But no, because you didn't see my face. So I think the door is open. But now that the character took on a life of its own, I don't know if I'd want to do anything else Star Wars. I kind of like being the small, like slice of realism in the world.
Well, I mean, that was iconic, I think, in the world of Star Wars and The Mandalorian. I think that moment has become pretty iconic.
I'm very happy with it.
You were a meme, sir.
I've been a meme before, and I'll be a meme again.
I know we're talking about how you don't know what's happening in the future, obviously, with the COVID-19, but are there any works in the plans that you already had signed and ready to go? Are you going to do something Marvel related? Star Wars, perhaps? I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself.
I'm not allowed to talk about a lot of this stuff.
No.
I would say that there's definitely stuff lined up. But I think much like many professions, the question of how and when is omnipresent.
Yeah.
In this industry, because you get people gather together. That's how you make a movie or a TV show. So it's I'm just kind of waiting now for the world to tell me how I'm going to be legally allowed to make my stuff.
You seem happy. You seem content.
Oh, no. I'm miserable. Miserable in the world. Miserable. Yeah. Black people are being murdered by the police daily.
Yeah.
That makes me miserable.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Tell me how you're feeling. You just did. Tell me what you're doing to rectify this, how you're helping the cause.
Well, I mean, I wish I could, obviously I think like most people, I wish I could do more. I think luckily enough, and there's always more to do. I feel like luckily enough, I was educated by my friends on this a while ago. So to me, as much as like donating is great and protesting is great. And, if you're protesting, make sure that you have access to water and stuff like that, because it's very hot out and that's a concern. But I think I've been lucky to work in jobs, especially where I am in charge of bringing people on. And it's been a focus of mine for the last couple of years, and it probably should have been longer, to hire Black voices, hire Black designers, work with Black costume departments, makeup, hair, make sure that every department is integrated, because that to me is the way that you change the world from the inside. Because if people start seeing something that maybe they're not used to seeing, and it becomes regular and commonplace. And I think it's not that hard to do. It's been fairly easy.
Well, I mean, humans are humans, for one thing. So it should have never have come to this point to begin with.
Right. But even just, you'd be surprised the systemic racism, even in Hollywood, of like, behind the scenes, just like you don't see many Black camera ops.
No.
And that's insane to me. It's a vocation there, and the only reason for that is because they weren't being hired. So I try to change that just in my everyday, and I think that's one way to do it. And I think that's one way that anybody can do it, is to have your eyes open for every decision that you make.
It's a shame that it took this long to get to this point, but do you see Hollywood changing now? I mean, with everything that's happened over the last few weeks, is this something we can change?
I would hope so. I would hope, especially on the levels of like equal pay, not just for women, but for minorities. I would hope that those things are coming a long way, but I have no illusion. I'm under no illusion of how corrupt and how systemic the racism and misogyny is in Hollywood and in all industries. And I've benefited from that, obviously, from my privilege. So I think that, again, it's not something that's going to change overnight. It's not like these protests and these things is going to make Hollywood go, you know what, we got to do this. But like, I think slowly we are seeing some real change, hopefully.
I went to a rally last weekend, and the big message was, it's great that you're here right now, but we need you tomorrow. We need you the next day.
Yes.
We need you in a week. We need you in a month.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that. Like, I thought it's Sunday. I'm out. I'm helping. I'm doing my part. I'm trying to make change. But yes, it is something you have to do every day, something you have to commit to. And again, we shouldn't even have to friggin' commit to this. It should be, it should just be.
It should be, but it isn't.
I
And that's
know.
okay. And that's okay. And that's, it's like that you have to call it and say it isn't. So now we have to fix it. And I think that's a great message that that everyone needs us tomorrow. I think that that these changes can happen from large scale from like changing and defunding the police to actually just doing the smallest thing possible. And I would hope that feeling emanates throughout these streets.
Adam, I don't want to keep you too much. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great. It really has. And I truly am a fan.
Thank you, man.
It was Happy Endings that, that introduced me to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I follow everything you do, and you're just funny. And it's funny. You remember people you grew up with. You're like, and then now they're still doing something. So I'm talking like I'm a teenager, and now Paul Newman. As old as he is, no, he's dead.
He's
right?
dead.
Robert Redford, he's still alive.
He's hanging on.
But he did something. He's still doing stuff. Now I feel like I'm going through a period that I'm going to be following you for the rest of my life, which isn't that much longer, by the way.
No, for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very sweet. Thank you. I mean, it's been a decade. I've been kicking around for a decade. So
are you happy with how far you've come within that decade? Do you wish you were further, or are you surprised how far you've been?
I wish I was further.
Yeah.
I wish I was further.
You've got a very youthful face. You've got to shave a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's under this beard right now.
All right. I don't want to stop talking to you. One more question. What
right.
character would you love to play if they were to reboot a character in the movies? Let's talk about movies. Reboot a character. Who would you play?
Reboot a character?
Yeah. Any character from cinematic history.
A part that I'd like to play?
Yeah, a part.
I'd like to play Neo in The Matrix.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like that's something that I could do. I'd love to do an action movie, but I feel like that one specifically is just so resonant. The idea of like
he started as kind of the Bill and Ted character.
Yeah,
and he was able to transform.
He's also a very handsome man in ways that I will never be. So I would really like. I think that's my answer.
Love it. All right, Adam. Thank you so much.
Thank you again.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Adam Pally, ladies and gentlemen. That was great. And I apologize because I was only like 37% sure that Adam was going to be joining me today. All right, let's go to our next guest, our final guest tonight. I'm sorry to keep him waiting, but that was kind of special. Hey, you.
I can't follow that, Ray. Come on. You had a famous person on. You had two famous people on. What are you doing to me?
I had no idea. I really thought I was being scammed on that Twitter account. That was cool.
He was super cool. I dug it, man.
You know what he is? He's the kind of guy that your fanboy crowd would really get behind if they haven't already, especially since he was in The Mandalorian.
See, I've never watched anything he's been in except for The Mandalorian. So now I'm going to go back and watch some stuff just because of this interview, Ray.
Jay, as you are watching Community, I think you should find a way to watch Happy Endings.
Okay.
I think you would really enjoy it.
What kind of series was that? Was that like a full 24 episode, or was that one of those smaller episodes?
No, it was like NBC or ABC, but it was a 24, but it was only on for about 2.5 seasons.
Okay.
And it was just about a group of friends. It was a spinoff of Friends, not a spinoff, but like just a redo.
I get what you're saying.
Very funny. Damon Wayans Jr. was in it.
He's hilarious.
He was great. Yeah, he was great. One of the characters had a food truck that was called Steak Me Home Tonight.
That's great.
That's all you need to know.
Oh, because I want to eat that steak and I want to play that music while I eat that steak.
There you go. Yeah, that was cool. What are you up to? It's your turn now. Forget Adam Pally. I'm done with that. Now I'm moving on to somebody bigger and better. You.
I appreciate that.
Cheers.
I am drinking clink. I am drinking some Mike's Hard Lemonade with a lot of vodka and a splash of real lemonade.
You know, it already has those ingredients in it.
Not as much as needed for this quarantine time of ours.
I am drinking a. Oh God, I already forgot the name. Oh, We Need You. We Need Youth, and it's from Craft Roots. And every dollar spent, or every squealer sold, $1 will go to the youth center in Milford.
That's great. It should be called. It should be called the Two Utes. But I mean that maybe they can do that the next time.
Or Youth Gone Wild.
Oh, that would be good too. I'm trying a new beer tonight. This is my next one. It is Fueled by Gravity, and that is from. Oh, geez, my eyes are horrible. I don't know if you can read that. That's what it is right there.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Somebody watching on a large screen TV might be able to.
Look at that! It's an airplane, right? But, it's a double IPA. So a lot of times we talked about it's the actual can that'll make me just try it for the hell of it. So this can looked pretty good. It's it's cosmic, it's aliens. So I'm gonna give this one a whirl tonight.
Spooky.
Super spooky. We watched Mr. Right last night.
Hi, Lily. I'm sorry. Yes.
Woo!
Yes. Great movie. We need you. Oh, yes. That's what I said. Sorry. Let me slow down. We need you. Yes. Okay. Mr. Right. Tell me about Mr. Right. Mr. Right has Sam Rockwell in it and Anna Kendrick.
Can I tell you, Sam Rockwell has just always been one of my favorite actors.
Same here.
Galaxy Quest, Charlie's Angels.
Everything he's in, whether it's funny or dramatic, he's amazing.
He really is. I would love to hang out with him. I say you ask Adam Pally if he has his number, and we'll give him a call, and we'll hang out with him because I think that could happen. Yeah,
because I've been bugging Adam Pally about being on the show, and now I'll bug him to get his friends to come on the show. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. Hey, by the way, could you get Damon Wayans Jr.? No. Could you get Damon Wayans on?
But Mr. Right, holy crap, did not see that coming at all. Me and Dawn had looked at it a couple of times on Netflix, and we're like, oh, that looks good. And Dawn just the other night, I guess last night, she's like, did you say you watched Mr. Right? And I looked at it, I'm like, no. And we watched the trailer. I'm like, holy crap, that looks great. Let's watch that. And it's from the start to finish, great twists and turns. Great, I guess if you were going to compare it to anything, obviously it would be Grosse Point Blank, but like a totally different angle. As of Grosse Point Blank, because hitman, looking to find love, and he finds love. It's a great series.
Yeah, it does. It is almost like Grosse Point Blank, where the hitman is like a regular guy, nice guy, looking for love, and he meets Anna Kendrick, who's just a regular girl, if I remember correctly. Yep. And they just kind of fall in love.
She was hilarious in that.
She was good.
I honestly, again, I barely know her. I know her, but I barely know her. Hilarious in that. What else should I watch with her in it? Because she was funny as hell.
What should you watch? Well, if you want to wait until Christmas, it was I think it was called Noelle. That's the latest big budget Christmas movie that came out last year for Netflix, and she was really, really funny in it. She played sort of like Buddy the Elf, but the female version.
All right.
She was great in that, and then she did the a cappella singing movies. What were they called? With the acapella band.
Oh, acapellos?
The acapellians. I think.
Acapolos. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure High School Musical.
That's it.
That was Dawn.
She's been in a few things. I don't know. She's good. We can look it up. We can spend some time looking it up if you want.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I recognize her. I'm like, damn, I know who this is. And actually her co-star in it as well. She was pretty funny. I have no idea who she is, but her roommate was pretty damn funny as well.
See, now you're going to make me look that up. I don't remember.
No, don't look stuff up, Ray, because then you start looking at your phone and we don't have this brilliant conversation between the two of us. And I can only talk for so long while you're typing into your phone. And imagine if I had to talk for the rest of the show, because if that was happening, then why would anyone keep tuning in? No one would keep tuning in. And they'd be like,
I don't know who who her roommate was. I'm assuming it's the first female I scroll over to
Sure.
on IMDb, and it says Katie Nara, who played Sophie.
Sounds right.
Sound right? No, I don't know who she is.
Okay.
But Tim Roth was in the movie.
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect is the movie. That's right.
I got it from Kathy.
I love Tim Roth. He was in the movie.
Yeah. Oh my God. Tim Roth is always good.
He's good
Again,
in everything he does.
He seems to be. It's like I feel like he's been getting older for the past like 20 years. It's like I'm just getting a little older.
Just a little.
Right?
Like from the Reservoir Dog days, he still looks the same, but a little older.
Just a little older. Ridiculous.
She was in that George Clooney movie Up in the Air. That's where she got a lot of recognition for being in that movie. And then she was in Trolls. She was the lead female in Trolls.
I feel like we haven't seen George Clooney in anything for a long time.
We have not.
Is he just a playboy philanthropist or what? Did he settle down with that one girl that he was settling down with?
Did you call him a philanthropist?
Sure.
Somebody that gives money to charity?
Sure. I don't know.
Philanderer. No.
Phalanges.
Now I don't even know the word.
Carpals, metacarpals.
I think we're thinking the same thing. I know we're thinking the same thing. Well, this is fun. I love this time of the show. This is one of my favorite times of the show. Even this is almost more entertaining than Adam Pally. You know why? Because I felt like I should be on my best behavior.
I know you did.
So this is how I interview a celebrity, and he is. He's a name. He's a celebrity.
Totally.
He's doing things. I try to remain calm and relaxed. And hey, it's
I'm not doing anything.
Huh? No,
I'm not doing anything.
but I'm explaining how I do this.
Okay.
I'm very cool. I try to be cool. I'm like, oh, look at that. It's Adam Pally. I didn't think you were going to join me, man. But then I start getting a little geeky and I'm like, I truly am a fan. And that's where it goes downhill. That's where it's the pat on the head. It's like, oh, I'm glad I was here.
I know you started off tough. You started off, what the hell, man?
Right? What the hell? I said hell.
Way to show up, dude.
He worried me because I know he's kind of a recluse. Recluse is or recluse. I think it's a recluse. I know he's had some run-ins with the law in the past.
Awesome.
Not judging.
No, that's fantastic. I like him even more now.
He's very outspoken on Twitter.
And that's not a recluse. That's more of a rebel.
A rebel, yeah. I didn't know if he was going to come on and give me a hard time. Like,
sure.
Who are you? But when I asked him that question, it was nice to say, I want to give recognition to people who are normally don't get the recognition they deserve. I thought that was kind of cool.
Like Scott Farkas. Scott Farkas gave you a hard time.
He did, but you know what? I won his respect by the end of that ride.
I think I did too.
Hold on, we've got a. That's what it's a rebel phalange. That's what I was thinking.
Didn't Rebel Phalange star in Pitch Perfect?
Yes, that was it. Full circle. Great. Full circle. Pitch Perfect. A little late to the game, Kath, but yeah. She wrote that a while ago.
I know. I got it from her because I can see the comments. I've been this much in the waiting room.
Well, I saw you show up, and I'm like, I guess I got Jay next. And then I see, Pally, and I see his hair. That's how I recognize him. I'm like, holy shit, that's Pally. And as my temperature was going up, and I started getting red faced, not just because of the booze, and my heart starts beating. I'm like, I gotta be cool, man. So I came out with what the hell, man?
I know.
I think that set the tone.
And mind you, you're even sidestepping how cool Ellis was. I think Ellis is one of the coolest cats in the world.
That's a great way to put it. He is a cool cat.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of cool cats left, but I think he is one of those cool cats.
Agreed.
Yeah. And he was great to hang out with. Nice guy. And his music and storytelling is amazing. I'd go see him anytime.
I still just love. I tell people about this all the time. Walking into the house to pick up Ellis, and it was like something out of a weird movie where everyone's like dressed up for Sunday morning brunch. Everyone's in their like silk pajamas, but everyone's in pajamas and they're all having crepes, and it's like, what the hell are you people doing in my house? It's, oh, we're here to pick up Ellis. That's all. We're going for a ride. We're taking him for a ride.
But they offered us bacon, didn't they?
Yes, we ought to eat bacon. And let's be honest, everyone loves bacon.
So what Ellis does is he travels the country playing, like we talked about, like every weekend, 12 months a year, he's on the road. And I think when we met him, when we drove him with distracted driving, he was just about ready to get rid of his car, which had like 300,000 miles on it. And he was just about to retire it, but he would drive around the country, go to show, but he would stay at the home of somebody he knew in that city who frequents his shows. He becomes friends with the concert goers, and then he stays there. They host him. That's so cool.
It is so cool because I get it. No matter how big of a performer you get to be, if you still have those intimate shows, which I saw that he always has a bunch of intimate shows, and then boom, I'll have that big concert, but then I'll have all these intimate shows because he likes to give back to these little communities. Just like, and I like the comparison. You know, you take like something like Velvet Revolver, going back to going to the just some little rundown club on Boston, and you walk in there and you're 10 feet away from Slash. I'm like, this is amazing. And same thing with Ellis. So I'm comparing him to like Slash.
Yeah, well, I can see that in his world, in the folk world, he is Slash.
Yep.
All right. So what's coming up? Tell me what. Let's plug some stuff. What do we got?
Sure. So we are not doing Chicken Chat tomorrow because
Chicken Chat. I don't do it well. Sorry.
You do it great. No, we are not doing that tomorrow because Rubber Chicken Comics has been open since Wednesday.
How's it been?
It's been fantastic. Let me tell you something, Ray. We have the best customers and friends in the entire world. Every single person coming in they've all worn masks. They've all distanced. They've all bought a ton of stuff. Thank you all so much. And it's cool. People like at one point in time, there was a bunch of people in. Someone walked in and goes, "Oh, you've got a lot of people in here. I'll wait till a couple people come out." We're like, "Oh, thank you so much." I didn't even have to say, "Oh, we've reached our limit. Can you just wait outside for a minute?" People were just that cool. They're just so excited to come into the comic shop because it's been 2 months since they've been able to come down and just see any kind of escapist entertainment that we got.
Right.
So it's been absolutely amazing. We'll be open tomorrow, 12 till 6. And that's why we will not be doing Chicken Chat. We are moving Chicken Chat to Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. Ray is still going to help us out. And what else do we got? We got Distracted Driving on Sunday, man.
Yeah, at 7 o'clock, we're going to be talking about our favorite documentaries. Now, while that may sound like a very boring topic, it's not going to be boring. There's so many like just cool documentaries out there that we're going to talk about. It's not like, I don't know, you say, "Oh, I love documentaries." That's not what we're talking about. I don't know. These are fun documentaries, and we'll get into it. Top 5 favorite documentaries.
Well, the great thing about documentaries are it's just like a YouTube rabbit hole. Once you go down one, you're like, "Oh, that's great." But you know what? Now that I just watched that one, I kind of want to see if there's one about that. And almost always there's a documentary about what you're thinking about. If you go on YouTube and check and be like, "I wonder if there's a documentary about, the Where's the Beef lady," I'll bet you right now, if you go on there, she's on there, and there's a whole documentary about it. It would be fantastic to watch. And at the end, she's like, "Where's the beef?"
No, the documentary is "Where is the beef?" And they find the beef by the end.
That is so casual. Where is the beef?
Where's the beef? Where is the beef? Good question. Yeah, there's so many great, like, just really documentaries. You wouldn't even you think that documentaries are something that are educational, but there are just some mindless documentaries out there, like you said, about Where's the Beef.
But here's the thing too. I think we're going to see drastically different documentaries between me, you, and Tim, because I'm pretty sure that at least 3 of mine you guys have never even heard of before, which I hope, and again, this is what we're always hoping, that people will actually check them out because of it.
I'm a big fan of the rock docs, so those might be in my category.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, what are you doing for the rest of the weekend? We're not doing Chicken Chat tomorrow.
I'm working.
You're working. Okay.
I'm working tomorrow. And then after work, probably do some grilling,
Well, maybe we could find some time for each other.
I would love that.
Okay. And the tea is open. Let's mention that. Yeah! The tradesman is open.
My absolute favorite place to go. They got their I think they're only open 12 till 8 o'clock. They're doing outside dining. Of course, you can drink as much as you can while you're dining.
While you're dining.
Yes. Go support Rob and Chris and Jamie and I don't know who's working, who's doing the bartending, but go support everyone down there at the Tradesman because it is seriously the biggest piece of my heart. Rob's establishment. Go down there and establish his establishment.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right.
Cheers.
It's empty.
Good night, John Bailey.
I'm going crazy sitting on that train, and I don't think I'm ever coming home. Don't think I'm lazy, don't think I'm strange. I do think I'm really just losing it all. 'Cause I'm going crazy. Yes, I'm going crazy.